How long has it been that you have been playing this performer, this persona? Now, all of us play a persona. Some more, some less. We all do. But I'm speaking to the individual who has played a large part of their life as this caricature, which really is hiding a deeper pain or something that they feel is unworthy to show itself to other people. If that is you, I want today to be your call to action, to let that ego die and to go through a period of identity loss so that you can come out of it more authentic, more integrated with the power you have, that you know you have. I have a client that I work with and I do bi-weekly calls. And this individual has lived the majority of his life playing one particular type of persona. And that persona is conflict avoidant, passive, capitulating, in times of argument. If he'll concede, he would rather concede. And it gives off a certain energy. People presume him to be nice. Some people presume him to be a pushover. And when we've been, we've working together for months now, and over time, what came to me as we were working was deep down, he was frustrated. Deep down, he was angry. He was angry at two things. Not only that he was allowing himself to do this, that he was seeing himself do it, witnessing it, but couldn't stop. And then also simultaneously seeing people interact with his inauthentic self. And therefore made him feel a distrust with people. They're not really seeing me, they're seeing this character. And some people are taking advantage of this character, which is still a part of me, which therefore is taking advantage of who it is behind that wall. And as the weeks went on, we were trying to unpack, and eventually we came to the conclusion for him that he had to let it die. And how do you let it die? You do a dramatic change of behavior, but not all at once. So if we stay on topic with my client, he had an issue with eye contact. He had an issue with dealing with conflict at the workplace. He was in a position where he had to watch over customers and make sure he works at a gym. Make sure they're taking off their shoes when they come in from the outdoor. If it's during winter, make sure your boots stay in the front mat, wear your indoor shoes, and make sure you clean up after yourself whenever you use the equipments. And he found it brutal. He would want to avoid conflict as much as possible. And so I started to advise him. I said, okay, we're going to have to let this ego die. And the way we're going to let it die is to do what it doesn't want you to do. And what it doesn't want you to do is deal with confrontation. And so the first thing I advised was, okay, when you go to the gym, if there's a conflict that you see between customers, between staff, you are going to tell yourself, I am to deal with one challenge today. Just one. And if I see it, I have to do it. No questions asked. You have to do it. And then if we get a lower level detail with that, you can also factor that depending on the severity of the conflict. So of course, if there's a knife fight, you don't have to now apply this, well, I have to. I don't recommend it. What I meant when I was describing to him, what I was really trying to say is, if there's a conflict that you feel is just within the threshold of that you can accomplish, and you see it happening, that is your call to action. That is the universe or God aligning something for you, giving you an opportunity to heal. You take it. And when we touch base a couple weeks later, he did do that. And he felt at first like this gear in him was just breaking and twisting, and he just was not feeling, he was actually not feeling himself at first. because he was so used to a particular mode. But as time went on, he got more and more comfortable. Then we upped the challenge. He has a very difficult time making eye contact. So I said, okay, well, now when you meet people, you are to at least make some level of eye contact at some portion of the conversation. Doesn't have to be right away. Doesn't have to be don't stare for 20 minutes. Freak people out and they're going to run the other way. But instead just have the intention that you were going to make it. So when you go up to people, I'm going to make some form of eye contact, whether on the handshake or on the goodbye at some point. And he is doing that. And we've kept stacking. We kept stacking. And what happened was his transition came to him in dreams. He had eventful dreams. We had 3 we jotted down over the last few weeks. And these dreams carried symbolism of transition. Symbolisms that showed this internal conflict between what he was used to and the side of him that is changing and transitioning. And they were kind of butting heads a little bit. But the change has compounded now for months that it is a stronger and stronger muscle. The unity of ego and soul is extremely powerful. It will overcome a lot of fear. Believe me, it does. It overcame a lot of my fears, and I'm witnessing happen to my clients. And so the message here is, the more you split off from your ego and soul and inhabit the ego and play the persona, you are removing from within you a deep ancestral power filled with archetypal energy that if you tap into and respect, it will bring forward into your life something you never thought possible. And it's something some of us have felt when we were younger. See, when we were children, we don't have responsibilities, we don't have burdens or any of these things or challenges of what people think. And so we're able to be very much in the moment, in the present, feel our intuition, and we felt more in touch with God or the universe at that time. But as we age and we have influences come in and complexes develop and we start suppressing and knowing what suppression is, and then things just start to get a little out of whack and then we start to split off. The objective is to let a particular ego die so that the child psychology can evolve into the adult psychology. You are not meant to be a child today. You are meant to strip away all the elements of expecting things to flow upstream, expecting things to just happen to you and how everything is unfair. To strip all that away, but maintain the spirit of a child, which is the infinite potential, infinite possibility, infinite benevolence, and wonder and curiosity. And then you wrap that around the adult psychology, which is the thing that contends with its issues. The adult psychology is what takes challenge head on. And by that, I mean the internal challenge. For me, I always tell my clients, myself, I remind myself all the time, purpose number 1, integrate your ego and soul. Leave no stone unturned from within. Align all 3 channels, past, which is shadow, present, which is today, and future, which is the vision of your life. Have that done first, and then higher purpose, divine purpose, will present itself to you. Because it's almost as if you're connecting to, like there's an internal channel of energy that if you make them all click, you feel this spontaneous power that comes from nowhere, it feels like. But then there's also something outside of you that rewards you for doing that. That when you connect with it now, you're playing in a completely different realm. The realm where you feel certainty. The realm where you feel courage. The realm where tomorrow feels more than just materialistic. It feels deep purpose, something you were born to do. To change not only your life, your family's life, but mankind, to make some impact. But it has to start with shedding away the persona, put it down, and contend. If this is something that is speaking to you personally, and you want more help, and you want to be part of a community that works on these things, of rebuilding purpose, rediscovering who they truly are, and moving towards an ego soul integrated lifestyle, then click that button below, sign up to my monthly newsletter. And I'm also going to send you my 3-step identity rebuilding guide as a way to help you navigate through your identity loss and shedding away that persona and embracing the challenges and the battles and the conflicts that come with ego and soul integration. But on the other end is something beautiful. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video.